What Sheriff Clarke just said admitted about the Las Vegas shooting is jaw-dropping. Former Milwaukee Sheriff David Clarke said on Thursday that he hasn't been in law enforcement for 40 years. He's suspicious about everything around a Vegas shooter. David Clarke then sent out this tweet on Thursday: "I've been in law enforcement nearly 40 years and I'm suspicious about everything. We need to engage the public more. I've been in law enforcement nearly 40 years and I'm suspicious about everything. We need to engage the public more. We are dealing with the same FBI that refused to investigate Hillary Clinton. We still do not know the motive of the case." The special agent in charge for the Las Vegas division of the FBI said the following: "Our resolve is firm. We will get to the bottom of this no matter how long it takes. We must focus on facts. We cannot give in to conjecture. We cannot respond to every little Twitter feed that may indicate a theory. We need to be focused on the facts. You need us to be right. You expect us to be right and we want to be right." The Islamic State claims that Stephen Paddock converted to Islam and the LV sheriff claimed that the killer was radicalized. Spread Sheriff David Clarke's message everywhere. We need answers now.
A Fox News alert: Las Vegas witnessing the worst mass shooting in modern American history. But the killer was largely unknown to law enforcement before the event.
So what will investigators be looking for as they piece this whole thing together? We know he was a big-time gambler, and we know he was successful in business. Former Milwaukee County Sheriff David Clarke is the spokesperson and senior advisor for America First Action, and joins us now after a lifetime in law enforcement. So, Sheriff, if I gave you this case, where would you start?
Well, look, this is the needle in the haystack reference that you hear in Homeland Security, enterprise, and environment. There's a lot of people. There's 350 million people in the United States, and they're not all known to law enforcement. So where I would start is doing a better job of engaging the public to help us out. And this, see something, say something campaign, I think has to be reevaluated. The only time we hear about it is at times like this. You'll hear people say, if you see something, call law enforcement or call somebody. But we don't tell people specifically, what to do, what to look for. I mean, I've been in law enforcement for nearly 40 years, and I'm suspicious about everything. And I can notice little things that go undetected to the average person who doesn't live in that state of hypervigilance like I did for 40 years. And so we have to be a little more specific, and it has to be an ongoing effort, not just after a tragedy such as this, but until we figure out a way, we meaning in law enforcement, how to better engage the public in helping us identify, give us clues. Hey, something not right about this guy, something not right about this house. I bet as this investigation goes on, we'll learn that somebody saw some things or heard some things or something that may have been relevant to
kidding. I mean, he had 23...
prevent, detect, and disrupt. But until then, it's going to be a struggle. 23
guns in the hotel, 19 at his house. They said that, he bought 3 or 4 at a time. So, I mean, that necessarily is not illegal activity, but it's certainly eyebrow-raising activity.
Oh, without a doubt. And if you look at, don't look at the hotel video, obviously, the footage from the time he checked into that hotel until the time this happened. And I bet you'll see some obvious stuff that's obvious in hindsight. But if we do a better job of engaging the public and telling them specifically, here's the sort of things you need to look for, and then an ongoing campaign to do that. We spent a lot of money on this See Something, Say Something campaign, but I wonder what the results are.
I think we're all looking forward to hearing what the girlfriend, what she is going to say about this guy. His brother said he was normal, but we're finding out this morning or last night that his dad was on the FBI's most wanted list, like a bank robber. So there's got to be something there. I mean, clearly the guy has a screw loose and is evil, and there's got to be someone that comes forward that says some of this stuff about him. In your experience, what kind of a guy, what kind of a person could ever do what he did?
Wow. I'd have to be a behavioral scientist to be able to describe it. Evil, we saw it. We saw it play out. We saw it in Orlando. We saw it in San Bernardino. We saw it at Fort Hood. And, after a while, you look and what you hear over and over again is like some of the people's closest neighbors and friends saying, hey, he seemed like a normal guy to me. But oftentimes not. But the girlfriend is going to yield a lot, as in San Bernardino, those are the individuals who are going to be able to shed some light. And there's no doubt in my mind that his girlfriend knew a lot more than she might be saying right now, and she probably holds the key to
whether or not he had a
what went
temper
on.
or something like that. All right, Sheriff, thank you for joining us.
And both love to gamble. She was basically, she worked in a casino. All right.